Hey, little sisters, welcome back to our very first yoga video. So, unfortunately, I had some technical difficulties last night when I was shooting this video, so I kind of lost my audio, but that's okay. We're still going to keep it going and we're not going to worry about it. So, what I'm doing right now is before I start each practice, I like to just kind of set an intention for the practice and just kind of like sit with myself, maybe even meditate a little bit, just to make sure that I'm fully present in this moment. It just kind of helps me prepare for the flow and keep me present. Essentially. So that's what I'm doing right here. And I'm just taking a few breaths, doing some deep breathing, and just really fully coming into this practice. All right, so the first move or the first pose that we're gonna start with is called the easy pose. And what I'm doing now is I am stretching. And we're gonna do that on both sides. We're gonna start on the right, and you're gonna wanna walk your hands behind yourself as comfortably as you can go and just get a really nice deep stretch. And all poses that we are doing for this particular class, we are taking 5 complete breaths. So that is a full inhale for about 4 seconds, exhale for about 4 seconds, and start over again. So one full breath is both inhale and exhale, and then you do that 5 times over. So just keep that in mind. In this particular video, I am taking 5 breaths with each pose. And before we move on to the other side, you want to make sure you release. So as you move into stretching the left side, you're going to come to a neutral spine and then go ahead and walk your hands over and then hold that pose for 5 complete breaths. So now we are coming to a tabletop position. Any way you can get into this pose is fine. Just, make sure you listen to your body. And now we're going to start 5 rounds of cat and cow. So as you arch your back, you're going to want to inhale and draw your navel back to your spine as much as you can. And then as you drop your belly, that is when you exhale. And again, we are going to repeat this 5 times. All right, now we're going to move into downward facing dog. This is when you can tuck your toes and then lift your hips up to the sky. You can either stay in downward facing dog. I like to paddle just to kind of give my legs that extra stretch, wake them up. So this is completely up to you. This is dependent on your comfort level. So now we're going to reach the top of the mat. You can walk your feet, you can hop, you can jump. It's completely up to you. Now we're in mountain pose. And what we're going to do, we're going to lift our hands to the sky and then we're going to go into a forward fold. Now you can either keep your hands on your mat, or what I like to do is I like to kind of grab my elbows and just kind of sway. It just kind of gives that extra stretch and it feels so amazing. All right, we're coming back to mountain pose. And now we are going to transition into warrior one. And what I like to do is make sure my feet, the heel of my front foot and the arch of my rear foot are in alignment. And then you just lean into that front foot. And warrior one is probably one of my favorite poses. I know it's kind of like one of those very popular yoga poses, but it really is a good stretch. And again, just a reminder, we're doing each pose for 5 complete breaths. All right, so now we are going into half moon, which, as you can see, I struggled a little bit. It's been a minute since I performed half moon, but that's okay. We're still going to try. So again, 5 complete breaths. Inhale 4 seconds, exhale 4 seconds, and repeat that 5 times over. So now what we're doing is we are repeating that flow on the other side. So again, we start in mountain, then transition into a forward fold. You can keep your hands on your mat, or you can do like I'm doing right now and just kind of like holding my elbows and just kind of swaying to get that deeper stretch. And once again, step back into warrior one and just check for your alignment. Just make sure you're very comfortable. Another thing too, I would definitely recommend if you're beginning on your yoga journey, definitely listen to your body. Pay attention to your body. If there's anything that feels uncomfortable, you can modify it to your own comfort level. Yoga is a very intimate and individualized practice, so there are no rights, there are no wrongs. And I just want to stress that. I think there's a lot of misconception about how you have to get poses perfect, and honestly, just listen to your body. Your body will never steer you wrong. Okay, so now we are just going to transition into downward facing dog. And again, you can stay like this or you can come with me and paddle it out. It's completely up to you. All right, so now we are going to take our right foot, bring it up to the sky. This is a downward dog split, and then we're going to step into a lunge. And however you get to the lunge, it is completely up to you. Again, listen to your body. And we're going to hold this pose for 5 breaths. Okay, so now you can either stay in a low lunge or you can come with me. This is called lizard pose, and you just place your forearms, you move your arms to the inside of that right knee, and then you place your forearms down on your mat and you just get this really, really deep stretch. It feels really good. Again, completely up to you and your comfort level. If you want to try it, I would encourage you to, but again, no pressure. All right, so now we release lizard and we go back into downward facing dog. And you guys know the drill. You can either stay or paddle. It's completely up to you. And so now we repeat that flow on the other side. Left leg to the sky, and then step in between your arms, come into a low lunge, and just feel that amazing stretch. And then you can either stay here or come with me if you like. And we're going into lizard pose on that other side. All right, we're gonna release the lizard back into downward facing dog. Paddle it out if you like. All right, so now we are transitioning into the wide leg forward bend. This is another really good stretch. It feels so good, one of my favorites. And now what we're doing is we are going into the revolved wide leg forward fold. So you can stay here. You can stay in that wide leg forward bend, or you can come with me in the revolved wide leg, but it's completely up to you. But we're going to start on our right side, so that's what I'm doing now. And then we're just switching sides. And as a reminder, again, 5 breaths, 5 complete breaths for each pose. And now we are stretching that left side. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and release that revolved fold, and we're going to slowly roll ourselves up. You can adjust your feet on your desired comfort level and just slowly do a spinal roll up as we come to a standing position. So now we're going to go to the floor. So go ahead and come down into a seated position. And this particular pose right here, this is called the half lord of the fishes. Oh my goodness, this feels so good. And it's really not that difficult. It looks a lot more difficult than what it is. But again, this is completely up to you. It does not have to be perfect. I just want to encourage you to try it. So any way that you can get into this particular pose, I would definitely encourage you to go ahead and do it. And it just feels so good. It really does. All right, and now we're just switching sides. We're gonna stretch on our left side, and once again, we're gonna hold for 5 complete breaths. All right, so we're gonna release the half Lord of the Fishes, and then we're going to bring our knees to our chest, and this is just a gentle stretch for the lower back. I really do like this one. It's a little more gentle than what we've been doing, but it still feels good nonetheless. Plus, it kind of gives, that neutral spine, so we can release the tension that we just put on our spine. And now we are going to do a hip roll. So what I'm doing, I am just taking my one leg and I am stretching it over so I can get that stretch down the right side of my body. And just stretch, stretch, stretch. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. You know, I must stress, listen to your body and perform yoga at your own comfort level. All right, so now we're just switching positions and stretching on that other side. All right, so now we're going to release, and this next pose is one of my favorites. I know I said that throughout this video, but it is. This is called Happy Baby. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our fingers, our index and middle finger, and hook them around our big toes and just kind of use our feet to kind of settle into this position. Again, this is your comfort level, your level of flexibility. Even if it doesn't look like what I'm doing, I definitely encourage you to just try this stretch. So amazing. It feels so good. All right, and then we are releasing into our final pose, which is corpse pose, or you may have heard this the name of this pose in Sanskrit, which is savasana. And what I like to do when I'm in corpse pose is just kind of get back to my breathing and just kind of take a few minutes for myself to just relax and gently bring myself out of my practice. You can stay here for as little or as long as you like. And that's it. That was our very first flow on this channel. So if you enjoyed this video, please share, please like, please subscribe, and I will definitely see you guys in the next one. Thank you. Bye.